Hello, it's Marceline, and you read the title. It's finally time to talk about the Silent Hill 2 remake! If you've been on my channel, you know that I think that Silent Hill 2 is the perfect game and the highest form of video game art ever. I have and will forever praise the original game till I die. Plus, I am a Silent Hill OG lover who only considers the first 4 Silent Hill games to be canon, since they were made by Team Silent. So when the remake was announced, I was worried, but excited a little, and now I have played the game, gone multiple endings, and reflected upon it. It's time to talk about my feelings on the remake, baby. By the way, always wait till the product arrives before making judgment. A lot of fart faces assumed it would be bad because blooper! It's one thing to be worried, but it's totally another thing to make judgment calls before you played the product. In addition, I'll try my best to keep this video spoil-free as possible. That means I'll only be using footage of the first area of the game. Before we start though, a massive shout out to KurokiHollow for making the avatar used in the thumbnail for this video. It's my avatar doing one of James's poses in Silent Hill 2 Remake, and wow, it's really good! It's so good, I love it! Their links will be in the description of this video. Do be warned though, they make the naughty stuff. That means not safe for work. With that said, begin Nightmare. To give some context, I mostly went into Silent Hill 2 Remake blind. I did see some images and part of a trailer, but that was it. Admittedly, I was worried because Blooper Team have a meh history. However, Silent Hill 2 is my favourite game ever. I wanted to experience this remake for myself, regardless of who was making it. And I gotta say, it failed. It was a mess, a disaster. They changed everything, and now James is super buff and punches borders and sight. I think the remake is amazing. I am in awe of how good this remake is. It's so faithful, yet different in their ways. I don't want to say better. I don't want to make this a competition. Both games offer something different. Let me explain. Eddie is now more human and likable. In the OG, he is like, "You are back." In the remake, he still goes pizza time, but he breaks down in a way that feels so real. He's kind of cute. Can I call him cute? Why am I calling him cute? I want to hug this guy. What the fuck? Never in a million years would I have said that about the OG Eddie, and that's the thing. OG Eddie is different and provokes a different feeling, yet both deliver. Or how about the way James touches his face in the mirror scene? In the OG, it was strange and got you thinking, this isn't normal. Something isn't right. In the remake, James also touches his face, but slightly differently, and yet it still provokes the player into asking questions. Different questions. Is he dealing with something? Maybe he had a bad day. He looked stressed. Plus, this is all done with more subtlety. I love the OG scene to death, but that was not subtle at all. Different, not better, yet faithful. For the most part, all the enemies and bosses have been faithfully recreated, and even improved. They all have more weight to them, both in narrative and gameplay. I gotta mention, these mannequins are scary now! Holy shit, they got an upgrade! Without spoiling a thing, what are my thoughts on the final boss? Wow. Just wow. Like, everything leading up to it and the fight itself was amazing. The changes were done so respectfully. To be honest, I was worried the most about it. For me, my favourite part of Silent Hill 2 is the ending and the final boss fight, and I am so happy to say that it was handled with so much care and love. Like, it was incredible. If you paid attention, I said for the most part, because one boss was pretty bad. Like, the design of the boss itself is incredible, but the actual fight and like what Blooper Team did with it, I really did not like it at all. Don't worry, I'll talk about that later. Anywho, my point is Blooper Team made changes in the remake, and for the most part, I think it was done tastefully and respectfully, and it all fits with what Silent Hill 2 is about. They even added little nods to the original. That's so cool. They even added new puzzles, and I think they're great. Moving on, the game is hella pretty. Like, all my favourite weathers are in Silent Hill 2, and wow, Blooper Team made the game gorgeous! Even the OG game from 2001 still holds up. It's still a pretty game. So yeah, I'm very happy that the game is beautiful. Even the nasty stuff looks more vile, and that's a good thing. The monsters all look gross. Ito Masahiro came back to revamp the designs for the monsters. Not replace, not fix, not improve, but little changes to enhance them. And oh baby, they all look so good. The soundtrack is excellent. Blooper Team used the OG soundtrack, and Akira Yamaoka returned to make new soundtracks and revamping some of the old tracks. Not replacing, not improving, not fixing, but little changes that enhance it. One change that was deemed controversial was the camera being changed from lock-on to over the shoulder. This was because in the OG, you felt like an audience watching the story unfold. Some even state it's like you were a monster in Silent Hill stalking James from afar. I will admit it was hella weird at first, but this change allows you to embrace and view Silent Hill differently, and overall, I liked it. However, there are two parts where the new camera hurts the remake. Don't worry, I'll get there soon, I promise. The new voice actors and actresses were all amazing. I really warmed up to them all. Luke Roberts was at the start, but God, in the end he gave it his all. Now, I will always say that Monica Tyler Horgan as Mary Sunderland is the perfect casting ever in the history of everything. Yet, Simone Mi I'm not pronouncing her surname because, I don't want to butcher it. Was so good, to the point where in some scenes I thought I heard Monica Tyler Horgan again. Like, what the hell? How is that even possible? It's really good, and I'm so happy she got the role. And I think that Monica would be proud of her. As Mary. As Maria, she did a good job, but it was kinda underwhelming in some parts. And I don't blame the actress. I blame the direction of the directors. But yeah, Mary, incredible, amazing. Maria, good, but some places were like, I also gotta mention Blooper Team also added 2 of their own endings on top of all of the original ones returning. And wow, both of them are good. Plus, UFO ending is now my new favourite joke ending. What Blooper Team did with it is even better than the original. I know, not a competition, not better, but holy hell, I think in the whole series when it comes to joke endings, this UFO ending is my favourite one now. There, I said it. I said it. I don't care. Okay, y'all can tell I really love the remake. However, I do have some complaints. Here we go. This is kind of petty, but Begin Nightmare and Pessimimo Epilogue soundtracks aren't in the remake. They're my favourite ones, especially Epilogue. As mentioned before, the new camera sets in 2 places. They have to do with Hallway and Daddy. You know. One of the bosses has been handled in a way that I really do not like, and it kind of misses the point. Again, trying my best not to spoil anything. In the original, the imagery was forced upon you. Subtlety and symbolism was really thrown out of the window, and it made sense, because the relationship of the boss with one of the characters was forced. In the OG, you are forced to see the imagery, and it made it a very upsetting experience, in my opinion. In the remake, they expanded upon this, and they added symbolism, and it was, it's not good in my opinion. It did not have the same oomph. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Again, I'm trying my best not to spoil anything, but I did not like it. And if you know what I'm talking about, yeah. And what made the original so much more impactful was that the feeling of how obnoxious the actual area you fought the boss, you felt choked. Like the character in the room while you're fighting the boss is feeling choked. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there, but I really did not like the remake version of it. Another boss fight that on paper I really loved, but the end result was kinda mixed, has to do with Meat Locker. You know, there wasn't any difference between light and hard difficulty, and I don't mind obnoxious fights. However, the fight itself steps a bit too close to cruel than challenging. I do have other nitpicks, like the weird distance thing when you're picking up items. I don't know if others have experienced this, but for some reason you gotta be a certain distance to pick up items. It's a nitpick, but one time I was trying to pick up rifle ammo, and literally James refuses to pick it up. I had to like make him dance for like a couple of minutes, and then he eventually picked it up. I don't know, maybe it's just a weird, like, detection thing. I don't know, but it happened to me a few times when I was playing the game. There are more issues, and to be honest, things I love about the remake. However, I can't really talk about it because it'll go into spoilers. So, for the most part, the remake is great. Okay, I gotta include this somewhere, but some morons tried the remake is censored, so don't buy it. Maria's outfit is different. Okay, it was a tasteful change and still feels appropriate for Maria. By the way, she's even more seductive, hornier and flirty in the remake. Like, you could even describe her as a succubus. Hell, what she does throughout the game really makes her a sneaky little devil. If she was changed personality wise, I would be upset too. But no, because she wears a jacket in the remake doesn't mean she's censored. People overuse that word so much. There's also the Pyramid Head scene. Morons got so triggered that the scene is much shorter. This is censorship? Nope, Blooper Team made the scene even more vile. It's shorter, yes, but it's even more gross. I gagged when it happened. This is more when it comes to SA in horror. There are other examples they bring up, but it's so minor that I can't be asked to address it. But yeah, these people are silly. Do not let them influence your decision if you're thinking about buying the remake. They just want clicks. So overall, I love the remake. It has some issues, and it's very different to the OG, and that's okay. I still love the original. I still think it's the perfect game ever, and the highest piece of video game art too. The remake is telling that story with its own twists and turns. Plus, for the new generation, this is a perfect remake that tells James Sunderland's story. I really want to emphasize that you should play both of them. You will get different experiences. In addition, this is how remakes should be made. Blooper Team have remade Silent Hill 2 faithfully. It's a love letter, and it's done so well. Like, Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes are not good remakes. They cut out so much from the original games. They're honestly shallow remakes. I think 4 is the best one out of the modern RE games. However, tonally, it lacks so much of the charm of the original game. Saying that though, it gets a bit more complex since RE1 remake is perfection. So yeah, discussion about the RE remakes, that's another time for another video. Anyway, I'm so gonna make a spoiler video to really go deep like James's arm and hoes. So many hoes. To really express my feelings on the remake. Let me know if that's something you wanna watch. Anyway, Panissimo Epilogue. I so want them to remake Silent Hill 4 now. I mean, Silent Hill 1 really needs it, but why not 4? Please? But wait, this video isn't over yet. I want to thank the sweet and amazing KurokiHollow for making the avatar used in the thumbnail of the video. Their links will be in the description. Please, please, please go and send them some love. Commission them. They're really wonderful to work with. They do make the naughty stuff. You have been warned. Support them now. Support KurokiHollow now. Do it.